Ever thought about taking a little souvenir from your beach vacation? Maybe a seashell or two, or perhaps a handful of that beautiful white sand? Well, let me tell you a story about a French couple who did just that. They were on the beaches of Sardinia, Italy, and they decided to take a little bit of the beach home with them. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. You see, taking sand from these beaches isn't just frowned upon, it's downright illegal. Surprised? So were they when they were facing up to 6 years in prison for their sandy souvenir. I mean, who knew sand theft was a thing? Let's dive into this peculiar law and find out why a handful of sand could land you in hot water in Sardinia. But first, let's take a crash course in environmental law. Imagine you're a government official tasked with protecting your country's natural resources. This includes things like forests, wildlife, and even sand. Yes, sand. Turns out, sand is more valuable than my grandma's secret pasta sauce recipe, and let me tell you, that's saying something. This is especially true in places like Italy, where the sand has a unique significance. In fact, it's illegal to take sand from the beaches of Sardinia because it's considered a public good. That means it belongs to everyone, and no one person or company can claim it as their own. So no, you can't start your own sand castle building company with Sardinian sand. Now you might be thinking, but it's just sand. There's plenty of it. Well, let's take a journey to the construction site of a skyscraper. See all that concrete? It's made from sand. That glass in the windows? Sand. Even some types of electronics need sand. But how does this transformation occur? How does a humble grain of sand evolve into a towering skyscraper? While I'm here, still grappling with the intricacies of a basic sand castle. Well, it all starts with the extraction of raw sand from places like riverbeds, quarries, and yes, beaches. This sand is then mixed with water and cement to create concrete. This concrete is what forms the sturdy, structural framework of our buildings. As for the glass, sand is heated to extremely high temperatures until it melts into a liquid. This liquid is then cooled and shaped into the glass panes that make up our windows. Suddenly, that infinite resource seems a little more finite, doesn't it? It's like finding out there's a limit to the number of cat videos on the internet. And just like we can't create more cat videos without cats, we can't build our cities without sand. Speaking of sand, let's shift our gaze from the towering skyscrapers of the city to the serene beaches of Sardinia. Picture the beaches of Sardinia, famous for their white sand, which is made up of tiny fragments of coral and shells. This sand is a natural treasure and a major tourist attraction. But over the years, tourists have been taking a little bit of Sardinia home with them in the form of this sand, and it's causing a big problem. It's like taking a piece of the Mona Lisa because you liked her smile. Now, imagine you're a local resident watching as every year, tons of sand are taken from your beloved beaches. This might not seem like a big deal, but it's actually causing significant environmental damage. The removal of sand can lead to erosion, loss of natural habitats, and even change the landscape of the beach. It's like taking one chip from a bag, and before you know it, the whole bag is gone. To combat this, the Italian government has made it illegal to take sand from Sardinia's beaches, and they're not messing around. If you're caught with sand from Sardinia's beaches, you could face hefty fines or even jail time. So if you're planning a trip to Sardinia, remember to leave the sand where it belongs on the beach. And if you're caught with sand from Sardinia's beaches, I thought it was sugar, is not a valid defense. It reminds me of the time I tried to bring home a seashell from the beach. My dog mistook it for a chew toy. Let's just say the seashell didn't survive the encounter, and neither did my living room rug. But the problem isn't just limited to Sardinia. Picture yourself on a beach in the Caribbean or Southeast Asia. Sand theft is a growing problem there too, and it's not just tourists who are to blame. Illegal sand mining is a multi-billion-dollar industry, with sand being stolen to build everything from skyscrapers to airports. It's like a heist movie, but with more buckets and spades. So, what can we do to help? Well, the first step is awareness. By understanding the value of sand and the impact of sand theft, we can make more informed choices. If you're visiting a beach, remember to leave no trace. That means taking only photos and leaving only footprints. And if you see someone taking sand, don't be afraid to warn them. Just don't get into a sand-throwing fight. In the end, it's up to all of us to protect our natural resources, whether it's sand from the beaches of Sardinia or coral from the Great Barrier Reef. These treasures belong to all of us, and it's our responsibility to ensure they're still around for future generations to enjoy. It's like a global game of keep away with Mother Nature, but the story of Sardinia's sand isn't just about environmental protection. It's also a story about cultural heritage. For the people of Sardinia, the sand isn't just a natural resource, it's a part of their identity. Let me tell you about an old Sardinian man I met. He picked up a handful of sand and let it run through his fingers, each grain telling a story of the island's history, from the ancient marine life that once thrived in its waters to the generations of people who have called the island home. It was like he was reading the world's tiniest history book. That's why when you take sand from Sardinia's beaches, you're not just stealing a natural resource, we're stealing a piece of the island's soul. And that's something that can't be replaced. It's like taking the last slice of pizza without asking, it's just not done. In conclusion, the world is full of natural wonders, from towering mountains to shimmering oceans. Yet it's often the smallest things like grains of sand that are of immense value. As inhabitants of this planet, we have a shared responsibility to protect these treasures for ourselves and future generations. So, the next time you're on a beautiful beach, pause before you pocket some sand. In places like Sardinia, that sand is more than a keepsake, it's a symbol of the location and its people. It's similar to taking a piece of the Eiffel Tower, it loses its charm when it's not where it belongs. And believe me, you don't want to be the one explaining to a judge why your suitcase is filled with sand. So when you're on Sardinia's shores, remember, take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprints, and definitely don't take the sand. Unless, of course, you're open to the idea of a stint in an Italian prison. If this sandy saga has piqued your curiosity, give us a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Let's spread the word to save unsuspecting travelers from an unexpected brush with the law. Don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing insights into our world's peculiar laws and natural wonders. We're eager to hear your thoughts on this topic, so leave a comment below. Got any funny beach stories or sand-related puns? We're all ears. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep questioning, and continue to marvel at the wonders of our ever-surprising world. And remember, life's a beach, but let's not take it for granted.